Hi, my name is Guy Garcia, and right now I'm going to talk about one of the biggest issues that are going on in sports, and that is the NCAA's rules on student athletes receiving any sort of payment. The three main ideas I want to focus on are the actual NCAA rules on student athletes getting paid, the kind of punishments that not only the student athletes can receive, but also the coaches and the, the schools, and the student athletes' fight for getting receiving payment. First off, I want to discuss the NCAA rules. The NCAA rules state that student athletes cannot receive any sort of payment from the NCAA or any outside sources. From the NCAA website, it states that student athletes cannot receive prize money, cannot have an agent or receive benefits from the agent, and other parts of the rules. Amateurism. Amateurism is the definition that the NCAA rules use upon their student athletes, saying that they are amateurs and not professionals, meaning that they can't receive any sort of payment. They like to use this term so that they can make sure that student athletes' top priority is receiving an education and not using their athletic talents for receiving money from either from sport team athletes or from team sports like the NBA or NHL, or that they can receive advertisements for advertisements. The kind of punishments. There's a lot of punishments that could occur from this, here from having suspensions, having the school be fined, having loss of scholarship, or severe cases where student athletes' trophies or state or national championships could taken away. One of the biggest ones that occur involving student athletes receiving payment is involving former University of Southern California's running back Reggie Bush. From an article from Brett Steinberg, he says that Bush has forfeited his 2005 Heisman Trophy as a result of the scandal, which included allegations of improper benefits received by him and his family while he played at USC. If you don't know, the Heisman Trophy is the highest honor that a college football player can receive, and it's pretty much the MVP. It's equivalent to the MVP award that athletes receive from the pros. Now I'm going to talk about the NCAA, the student athletes' fight for payment. From an article from Herdy S. Steinberg, sorry about the pronunciation. He says that controversy surrounding the amateur status of college athletes has resulted in challenges under antitrust law to the NCAA allegations prohibiting compensation of student athletes, meaning student athletes are actually suing the NCAA for illegal pay for not receiving any sort of payment. Another article from Greg Johnson states that a former NCAA player, former quarterback from Northwestern University, Kane Coulter, is pushing to change in his fight for an organization of College Athletes Players Association, for fighting for better payment, and not just for that, but for making sure that student athletes have the proper health care. Now, the student athletes say that the NCAA exploits their talents and other things for the NCAA profits. There's many examples of how the NCAA makes profit off of student athletes. For example, ticket sales, television revenue, games on television, advertisements, and video game and jersey sales are just a few occasions where the NCAA receives a lot of doses to that, and while the student athletes receive none of them. So that explains the NCAA rules and the punishments that student athletes coaches and schools can receive if they are caught, and the student athletes fight for trying to receive the payment they believe they deserve. Only time will tell if this rule will actually stand, or that we could actually have college students receiving payment from like outside of the sources, or actually from the NCAA itself. Thank you for your time.